a little longer. I'm going to go over some slides that I had received a you know what from on YouTube. I'm going to try to keep it in code words, so to speak. I might even highlight a few things. The Lord is really pouring out his spirit here in the end, and we need to listen to him. So let's get started on this spoken word. I received this on October 1st, and starting at 9:45 p.m. as I was in my kitchen. So again, I was told this morning to release it. There is more prophecy that I will be bringing, and I'll be releasing names of people and things that are coming. I just waited on the Lord for this one and the others that are soon to come. So be patient with this channel. Okay, so time is short. We must listen to the Lord's directions. Okay, so this is what I heard on October 1st as I was standing in my kitchen cooking. And then I had to go into prayer real quick because I knew he was trying to say something. I heard Bismalah and Caliphate twice, and I knew there was something he wanted to say. So Bismalah and Caliphate are where the serpent lays his eggs. These are the children of Satan that came or come against my people in the Holy Land. I will lay my fist against them. Get ready for battle. And then we're going to go over these handshakes here in a minute. Allah is Satan, the red dragon. He disguised himself as me, and all the evil, wicked elites worship Allah secretly in caves and are for the eradication of the Jews, as was him, which just came into America after the war. So it looks like they protected their brotherhood. So the hand signals identify in secret whom they are in brotherhood. So some of us know this. We've probably known this over the last few years as stuff has been being revealed in the spirit. Not one of the people that run America and this world worship me. Those that had doubts left office under the radar so not to poke the poison for fear. We are going to come back to fight the red dragon and the demons to cleanse this world. So those of us in our glorified body, I don't know what that looks like, you guys, but it's coming. I've had spoken words on this before. Most are blind guides following after their father's lust of greed and wealth, leaving behind me in all affairs of this world. My daughter, be blessed you found me in your heart. So few do. This is why I give blessings to those that love me and leave their wickedness behind. And then I started to cry because I could feel the Holy Spirit all over me. And I get very emotional when I hear from the Lord. So he said, don't cry. It's almost over. I feel your heartbreak for humanity, but they had choices. Your children will be spared for obedience. Now you fully see the wickedness of this planet. And so sometimes I can ask questions. Sometimes he doesn't answer me. Sometimes he does. You guys, the Lord has been truly trying to wake people up here in the end to repent. For false Christians, we're going to get into a show here in a second about Bismalah and Caliphate and what's truly going on in the spiritual realm. All right. So a lot of this stuff we can't see with our eyes. We don't understand the Muslim nation. We don't understand them, but we're going to learn a little bit more. And I was supposed to re-release this. Okay. So I was praying for Israel and what was happening with the war over there as he was, speaking to me. And he said, I sent a few over there to be my light. So when I give the shout, Michael will be there to guide you all in battle. We win, no fear. All right. So we know Michael is an archangel, right? We know he's an archangel and he is in the Bible. So we can't deny that. I had heard in the past, this should be November 25th, 2023. I'll fix that. I heard Michael's breastplate will shift. Now, this was 725 in the Greek. It means spoil, an object, or eager desire, or a prize. It also means rapture. Harpazo is also 726 in the Greek, as we know that's that word for rapture. And so it's the same derivative of that word. And then I heard just last night, look to the spoil. So this is looking forward to the rapture, looking forward to Jesus taking us as his spoil. All right, keeping us encouraged. The eggs planted of the red dragon are everywhere. So he's talking around the world, knowing that they were at the end. They know they're at the end, you guys. The serpent knows, they know, they believe. I did a video on this. Go back to the one where he was revealing that we are the spoil for them, okay? We are Satan's spoil. And we're going to get into alchemy, and we're going to get into some other things, and I just have to be careful what I'm saying. All right, so this is all part of the agenda, iron mixing with clay or transhumanism or whatever, Harari and Klaus and all of these people that run this world. They are truly embedded and in bed with the devil, okay? And they all are. So this world will end abruptly, but just enough time for me to take the true hearts that will repent at the last moment. Be ready, my child, no fear. So we still have a chance to pray for people. He is merciful. Oh, he is so merciful, but he also knows that very few will make it, okay? Because most people's hearts are wicked and they truly do not love the Lord. They don't know, they don't have a personal relationship. So he is going to, I think, pour out now and start releasing all of this information. I've got more coming about Hollywood. I don't even know when I can release that. I've got other stuff I've got to get done because he gave me a long thing last night, which I still have to put together. So stay tuned to these videos, you guys. I'm going to try to release everything, hopefully between today's Sunday, October 6th and the 7th. Time is short. So he said these handshakes. Okay, so I just put up a picture of the Freemasonry handshakes and grips. These are to let people know who they are. And that's their way of communicating because everything has to be done in secret. I am going to be bringing another revelation that the Lord was revealing to me. I didn't want to put it on this one because I got to get to these slides here. All right, you guys. So reread that if you're interested in more. So I'm going to stop the screen and let me share this presentation with you. And let's get started on this one. This one was the one that I received a STRIKE on twice. And so I'm going to try to keep it on the, on the secretive side, just so that we can get through it. So these are the fallen angels in the end. The Lord released a bunch of things last December and January regarding the word Alchemy, and then I'm going to say the Alchemy and the me. Okay. I'll say the Alchemy and the me. That way it's not, caught. So let's get into Muslims and Bismalah and Caliphate and who these people really are and how they're raised. Okay. They are raised by their satanic fathers. This is a bloodline war. This has always been here. This is Ishmael. Okay. You have to understand the biblical narrative of bloodlines and the unblessed. Remember, the only line that's blessed is the line of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay, that comes from the line of Shem. Okay, and you need to understand who Melchizedek is. It's Shem. Okay, and that was a high priest in Salem, one of Noah's sons. Basically, a reflection of Jesus. It's all back on some videos that I've done. But we're going to go over the Muslims. If you look at what they're wearing on their heads, okay, and we're going to get into, of course, we couldn't read that. We would never know what this means. Well, I had heard Shiite Muslims or Shia Islam, okay, that's what that means, on October 18th at 109. Okay, and then we're going to go over what 109 means. I believe it means air, the lower air we breathe. Okay, so keep that in mind. I heard Ishmael. Okay, this is from the line of Ishmael, which I did a study on. Again, wickedness, okay, from the mother who was cast out of the kind of the tribe because she was a concubine, okay, his mother. And then I heard great fear, again, on October 18th. And so what does this signify? It signifies the ruler of the powers, spirits in the air, the devil, the prince of the demons that fill the realm of air. So remember, we're a fallen world, you guys. So we have what we're dealing with on this earth is demons indwelled into human bodies as Jesus cast out demons. Okay. So we're getting into a higher level of revelation regarding what this world really is run by. Okay. It's run by the power of the prince of the air, who is Satan. And the only way off this planet, because they're going to burn here, is if you are truly born again, hearing the Lord, having a direct line to his throne room, as I just went over on the last video. And the only way you're going to get anywhere in this world is through the Lord. Okay. Because this is a slippery slope when it comes to, who's in the image of the beast, and we're going to get into it. I heard Hezbollah on January 3rd, 2024. So he was basically telling me, go research The Septuagint. I mean, I did this video would have been 2 hours had I brought the whole thing, but I'm just not going to do that. I'm going to try to whittle it down so that you have full understanding of what the Lord was showing me. Okay, what is Hezbollah? Hezbollah means Party of God, is a Shiite Muslim political party and militant group that wields political power in Lebanon and is backed by Iran. So this is whom they worship. I think you can kind of start to see where the Lord was taking us down this road here. So let's get into false religion. Let's get into alchemy. Okay, so Shiite Muslims, this goes for all Muslims. Now there's two sides. There's the Sunni and the Shiite. Okay, we have to, I think it's Sunni and Shiite. Maybe I go through it. Maybe not. Well, there's two different types of Muslims. Okay. And so they believe in a false God, Allah, who, again, the Lord said, release it today, that he's disguised as God. Okay. I also received a message regarding the Catholic Church, and I can't bring all of it. I'm going to try to bring it all piecemeal so that we understand it. So Allah and those in the spirit of Allah, Satan, the origins of alchemy. Okay. You have to remember that this went on before the flood. All right. I don't know at what capacity, but at least there's some revealing here. So the false religion of Islam. Okay. You take Catholicism, all religion. Okay. All religion, to include the Roman papacy, all are backed by Allah. Every single religion was created by Allah. Satan. So L plus how do I say this? This word right here. L, how about I'll say the chemist, is defined as a divine secret that is inherited from our father Adam, who passed it on to his sons, the wizard and the philosophers of Islam, through the honorable Awliya saints and the great prophets. Okay, that's why he was fallen. So he was taking advice from Satan. That's why we are in a fallen world. Now, I don't know how it all works. Again, I'm just bringing what I found. The work goes on to divide chemistry into two sciences. The elixir, which deals with the fixing of the corrupted. This is what they really truly believe. These people who worship Allah believe that they need to fix us. Okay, so it's of the fixing of the corrupted, and al-mizan, the balance, which deals with the chemical theory of the balance. Okay, now this is their complete and they're destroyed in their minds, because Allah has put this all in their minds to never worship the God of the Bible, the true God, Jesus Christ. Okay. So the subject of study by both Geber and al-Jakari, the theory of the balance, maintains that chemical substances cannot react to each other unless they are balanced in their composition, and notion that later developed into modern chemistry into Proust's law, the law of definite proportions. Although alchemy is the main focus of the treatise, the work is an amalgamation of several disciplines, including cosmology, numerology, and astrology. So do you understand? And then you also have, this is where like the tarot card readings come from. Okay. This is where harmony and balance. Now there is, see, this is all a mimic of God. There is balance on this earth. Okay. That's why we have water and we have land and we have a balance, and the Lord weighs us each on a balance in truth of his truth. So what Satan has done is he has taken, the Mazzaroth, the constellations, and created it into astrology for your birthrights and you cannot mix all of that with the Bible. Okay, so anybody that's doing now, we do have the Mazzaroth, which is the constellations for the signs and the sun and the moon and the stars. We have to be watching for those signs. But see, Satan has kind of swooped all that into his camp, so to speak, and has taught it to these these poor countries that truly raise their children to, get rid of the corrupted. So I hope that you're kind of understanding this now. So where did spiritual chemist come from? Okay, this word here. The subject of divine chemist has been historically associated with the theosophy of Twelver schism. Okay, so remember, we have the 12, sons of Jacob, and there, see how Satan is taking this 12er schism, I think it's called, given the heavy focus on El something and El Jakai and Geber. Okay, I don't know how to say those words. It is plausible to assume a Shiite Persian provenance of this treatise and its unknown author. Hello, who is it from? There is a video below. Okay, that was from this. I didn't go through these slides very well, but I just want you to know that there are videos you can go watch on 12er schisms that the false Muslims must follow to become a Muslim. It's a Satan worship. Okay, it's a worship of Satan. This is the face, if you can look down at these pictures, of spiritual chemistry, the jihadists. Okay, this is, look what they have on their forehead. All right, look at the look in this guy's eyes. These people they're called brothers of Satan. Okay, Rafada. You can enemies of, I don't know. There's all sorts of treachery. Okay, they are unifying against Christ. And the devil has blinded them in the truth. I'm not saying that some haven't come out of that, maybe very few over time, and worship Jesus of the Bible. I'm sure. I mean, remember, they're killed for that if they have. So some of them have been beheaded. And now we, as the true children of God, right, we are beheaded spiritually to try to get rid of the Godhead, who is Jesus Christ. So I hope that you're kind of understanding where the Lord was leading me this morning, or on October 1st, I should say. Actually, he was releasing a bunch of stuff last night too. Okay, so mirrored Chechen is Islamic militaristic flag. This is what this flag is. They wear it on their foreheads, okay? So in the Codex, and he was telling me about the Codex Vaticanus, which is in the Vatican. It actually sits there. In this Codex Vaticanus, okay, in AD 350, this is how the number 666 was written, okay, in the original script. All right, so you can see then this flag here. Look at this flag. You see this crossed sword here, right? Is this exact right here, the number of 666. Remember that also 666 is the image of the beast, which is mankind. So when we look at the image of the beast, which is 666, it's all of us that were born into sin. And then Satan has reign over us until we are born again. Remember, Jesus said, unless you are born again, you cannot enter my kingdom. So let's look at in the name of Allah. Look at the two swords, okay? You have to look at the original Arabic, in the name of Allah, and then the Greek number 666. They're exact, okay? So for this teaching, the Lord is saying that the Caliphate and the Bismalah are Satan's seed. Okay, literally planted there in those countries and then backed by Iran. That's why we are seeing right now the Battle of Armageddon, because this is a spiritual war between bloodlines. And of course, it would have to happen at the end, as the Lord has told us in Ezekiel 38 and 39 that this was coming. What launched it was last year, October 7th, okay, which was the starting of the Battle of Armageddon, as he told me in prophecy, and I had brought that forward last year. So we're at the final leg of this. I don't know how much time we have. I mean, he's given dates and times, and this was to test all of us for our faith. Were we going to give up? Were we going to, let our light go out as time rolled by here in the last 7 years to the end? And now all of this is going to be released for people. I don't know who it's going to reach, but I hope that you share all this because it's important. All right, the Quran 666. If you remember, I just showed you that it's got this sword here. It's on their foreheads. It's on their flag. The mark of the number 666 is called Chi X stigma, and it's the beast. If you can see the snake down here, that's that sideways W. Okay, and then you look at the way the crown, the king, the prince of the power of the air. All right, so the Bismalah means in the name of Allah. Okay, so this is Satan in disguise, as the Lord just told me. Okay, in the guise of, the Quran and Allah, but it also goes back to Rome. And I'm going to release something after this. Let me see if I can find maybe just a portion of it. You guys, this is all being released. Okay, let me look up Catholic here. Let me see if I can find it in. Okay, let me read this to you. I'll read it quick. The religious world is all run by Satan. The angel of light, this is false religion. You figured that out, because I had been praying about, I'm seeing that you're showing me, all of this stuff and talking about, this was released on October 3rd. And I was talking to him about this specific teaching. And he said, you figured that out. Rome is the serpent that started in my time. They were in bed, IMBED, with the Jews then. They formed alliances that led to secret societies, as it had to be hidden to be worth anything, for money and gold and platinum to build back better. Do we kind of understand that? BBB, that's when Obama was in office, okay? For themselves. This is their motto, build back better. You hear that in even the current president, Biden, where he's always saying build back better, okay? This is a kind of a Freemason thing, or what they call the Jesuits, which all started in Rome. They are all Satan puppets, believing in the lies of this world and the webs of deception. So then he was saying, you were all planted here to bring in the light and me back to warn everyone in the false church. Whom would they believe? The mouthpieces of the false church, testing the hearts for purity to enter my kingdom. Self-appointed are like the Pharisees of my day, passing me over, but for a crumble of holiness they call faith. No heart of love or joy in me, but in themselves wanting men's approval. It's never changed. I see everything and know everything. Without me planting you for this time, no one would find me. The deception is thick, but you had to pass through the fire like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And I posted this over on the Prophetic Vault. The young brave men that would not bow the knee for fear of real fire. Remember, they were put into real fire, literally. And then he said, unscathed, can you imagine their faces? The miracles I have done, and still not many turned to me for the truth. Even you had a notion something was wrong. Everyone should have turned to me, and few did. This was back when 2020 and the Alchemy came in. And few did, but it was also your free will. Right? We're chosen, but it's because he already knows the beginning to the end, who would come to him in free will throughout time. Okay. They all know their redemption is coming. Okay. And that means they believe they have a redemption coming. We're going to be taken off the earth, which we are. And then they get to run this world, which is something he put in their minds, as I told you before. All right. So buckle up, my dear daughter. It's coming. Stay ready. Do not fear. I'm with you always, Father Abba. So you guys, it all started back in Rome. Okay. Everything leads to the serpent in Rome. This is the stuff that, we should have been asking the Lord. I have such great faith that the Lord will tell his true children everything at his timing when we need to know. And now, because we're at the end, he's been releasing all of this. Now, again, remember, Bismalah means in the name of Allah, in the name of Satan. You see, look at how they worship. See that Hitler kind of move with their hands? They put on their foreheads the name of Allah. So now we know where the serpent sits, right? He sits in the church of Pergamum, which is also Alchemy and Pharmakia. Okay, we have to understand that. All of this is being revealed. Okay, so the name of Allah on the forehead of the believers, they're believers. They raise their children this way. Okay. They teach their women. There's so much abuse and wickedness in that, the way that they treat women, and it's just absolutely horrific. Okay. And that's why most of these countries are poor. I mean, Iran is actually quite wealthy, but if you look at like Gaza and the Strip and all of that over there, everybody was extremely poor. And because of their fallen nature over there, and because they truly are embedded in that serpent layer kind of, is what he said was kind of, that's where he sits, right? To lay all of his eggs. And that's the people. Okay. You're either an egg of Christ, right? The good egg, or you're the bad egg. I mean, this is, And then when he has talked to me about the adder's eggs, that's also part of it. That's in the Bible about the adder's eggs and the serpent. This is also him slaying Leviathan at this point. We are in the battle here at the end of spiritual battle. And that's why he asked me to put together this prayer group. I'm learning more. I actually prayed last night and asked Lord to help me and understand what he wants us to do. And I'll bring a video on that later. And he did. Of course, he answered me, you guys. I mean, he's as real as you and I are. You just got to find him in your heart. So remember, I was bringing up phylacteries on that 2-hour video. I forgot that I had put this in this. This is almost a year ago, guys, that I put this together. I forgot that this was also part of it, these phylacteries, as you can see here. So a morning prayer, phylacteries called tefillin, or in Hebrew, worn by observant Jewish men each weekday morning during prayer. So they put prayers, into the box, which is not God. This is a ritual. Again, we're going back to magic and rituals. 2 small leather boxes containing verses from the first books of the Bible. Boxes are attached to leather straps worn as a reminder of God and to follow Jewish law, removed at conclusion of morning prayer service. One tied to arm, the other placed on head. So remember, this is the forehead and the arm. The arm is also the wing of the temple. It's called the extremity. You have to remember that everything that points back to the forehead and the arm, the wing of the arm or the hand, is allegiances and oaths and rituals. You can see that when the man Hitler was worshipped, they held up their hand in allegiance, taking an oath to wickedness. I mean, you have to understand the spiritual nature. It's not going to be a stamp on your hand and a forehead to identify you. It's spiritual. So this is another reason why people have fallen victim to Satan, because they did not go to the Lord, study their Bible, have a personal relationship with the Lord to be able to be seen, in the spiritual realm. He shows us all of these things and gives us spoken word so that we can understand prophecy and the Bible. So these are examples of false religion. The evangelicals praise and worship. These are the people that are in false religion in churches, never finding a relationship with the Lord. He told me he's coming back to excommunicate all churches, all clergy. I mean, this is such a narrow road, you guys. Thoughts and hands raised to another god when they are in sin and wickedness as well. So these are the Jews that never came to Christ. So let's go to Revelation 13:7. Then the beast was permitted to wage war against the saints and to conquer them. That's us being beheaded. Either physically. And it was given authority over every tribe and people and tongue and nation. And all who dwell on the earth will worship the beast, all whose names have not been written from the foundation of the world in the book of life belonging to the Lamb who was slain. It's anybody that is not born again with a relationship with the Lord. It's only his mercy. This is not a greasy grace gospel. That is not, we are not as children of the light of the Lord in any religion whatsoever. He takes us out of that fire, off this world, which is satanic. We are mankind. All of us are born into sin. And unless he has mercy on you through repentance, you're not going to the heavenly realm. I mean, it is so clear. We have to be written in the book of life, belonging to the Lamb. We are the bride. He would have told you you're invited to the marriage supper. He would have told you what tribe you're from. I mean, this is a personal relationship. So he who has an ear, let him hear. If anyone is destined for captivity, into captivity he will go. Meaning you're going to be trapped by Satan through your mouth, through what comes off of it. That's also part of this. And then if anyone is to die by the sword he must be killed. Now that's also something that the Caliphate and the Muslims say in the Quran. Is that they believe beheading people for the love of the actual God of the Bible justifies them beheading these people. And they are jihadists. These people will kill you. You can't have a Bible. You cannot have a Bible at all in any of these countries. If you get caught, there are laws around this. So the sword of Allah, sword means sharagma, sharp object, Satan, or Antichrist. So you have to remember sharagma is also needles. That puncture the temple. We are the living God. We are the living temple of God. So when they use chemistry, the Al plus the Chemi, okay, that's the serpent on the pole. That's why we cannot take anything into our temples. Do not be fooled. Anybody who's taken these, we needed to stay away from. And I mean, I'm talking even, personal relationships. I had to leave my family. I had to leave friends. I had to leave everybody and anybody. In fact, I don't speak to many anymore at all. I mean, I don't speak to anybody. I have my daughter who I'm raising. She's, under the age of 20. And we stay away from, there are children she has to go to school with that have been marked. And I'm talking about personal relationships. We can't mix dark and light. Yes, she's got some friends that have been marked. I know who they are. The unfortunate part is that I can't stop in my situation from her being in public school. So, we have to live amongst them, but we are not part of it. So I hope you guys are understanding all of this revelation. So the mark of the beast and the second beast required all people, small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or their forehead. This is spiritual. It can be physical. Okay, as I just showed you the phylacteries, I showed you the Caliphate, what they wear, their headbands. And then it's also, who do you worship? Okay, who are you giving oaths and allegiance to? So that no one could buy or sell unless they had the mark. You remember, this was a shutdown of the world when this L plus the Chemi came on the scene. Okay, these are the wicked elites who worship Allah as well. They are all worshiping Satan, the serpent, as he just said in that spoken word. The number of the beast or the number of its name. The beast is Allah, Satan. You got Catholicism that also worship Lucifer, okay, under the guise of Allah. You guys, this is all a part of, we have to see the greater things in the spirit through the Lord's revealing it, or we wouldn't know. Here's a call for wisdom. Let the one who has insight calculate the number of the beast, for it's the number of a man. It's not a person. It's the number of mankind. Look up what 666 means. It's mankind. And that number is 666. It's mankind in Greek. Go look it up. It's Satan worship. This is the face of spiritual Al plus the Chemi and the metallurgy. Mixing iron and clay. You can't mix iron and clay. Okay, these are if you look at the anger, it's so sad to watch this world crumble when you can see it from the Lord's eyes. There are curses and there are blessings given by God, and we have to understand all of it, at least to the degree of where he's going to release all of this and show us the truth. And if you're not open to the truth, that means you're also not born again, because we need to know the truth. I am the way, the truth, and the life, says Jesus. I am that way. And unless you listen to the Lord as he reveals all of this, if you're going to stay in a stronghold, that means you are not praying for the strongholds to be released. And that's why he wanted me to put together this new group on Facebook. And so I'm just going on the leading, and he did give me some more information last night. So let's stay focused on this, but I will come back with a video on that. So the world religions sporting the hexagram, the star of Remphan. Well, if you look at all of these, this is Hamas right here, right? This is the Islamic flag, and it all shows exactly who they are. The star of Remphan, the star of Moloch, Hinduism, Moloch, Catholicism, Moloch, Islam, Moloch, Buddhism, Moloch, Judaism, Freemasons, Mormon, Satanism, Gnosticism, okay? So they all are in the same party. And unless the Lord enlightens your eyes, meaning takes the scales off of your eyes as a born-again Christ follower, the Good Shepherd, you will fall victim to these secret societies, and especially the Freemasons, and there's Jesuits at the highest level. It doesn't matter where you come from. If there's a star of Remphan involved, you just know that it's all Satanism. Okay, all of it. And if you're born into sin and you are not given mercy and you're not chosen as one of the elect from God, and he chooses us from the foundation of the world, already knowing the beginning to the end and who would come to him eventually in their lifetime. It's free will too. It's a combination of the choosing of the Lord knowing farewell what you're going to do. And then he planted those of us here at the end to bring his light in all these truths. Okay, so we dedicate our lives to the Lord, not Satan. So what happens is we can reveal all of this, and this is the light that is shining brightly down onto the earth right now, revealing all of this. Lake of fire, Satan bound. Then I saw an angel coming down from heaven with the key to the abyss. Okay, I was shown that that's Ramiel. And I did this again. This was a huge video that I did last year that got too many strikes and I had to let it go. But he came down from heaven with the key to the abyss, holding his hand in a great chain. I think this comes from the book of the Watchers, when they were bound for all of this time. He seized the dragon, the ancient serpent, who was the devil and Satan, and bound him for 1,000 years. Now, 1,000 years is not a millennial reign, okay? What we're talking about is a time period. 1,000, if you go look at that, means a season and a time for God to allow Satan to come into this realm fully again, releasing the chains of the abyss so that he could bring in the mark, just like in the days of Noah, test the whole world that came upon the whole world in 2020. The last 7 years, that was in the middle of the last 7 years since the Revelation 12 sign and the other signs of the solar eclipses. Remember, we have to look up to the signs in the heaven. And then, of course, through prophecy, he has to give it to us in the light, or how would we know where we were at? All right. So even though he didn't come on the times we wanted him to come, that's not a salvation issue. What we needed to do was jostle and rouse people. Even the word rapture will bring you one way or the other. It will either make you flee because you're not ready and you love this world, or it will make you, like me, go, oh my gosh, is the rapture really coming? I better go to the Lord. I better ask him. And so that's what I did. I started to see all of this coming in because I knew in my spirit, and of course the Lord was calling me, that something was wrong in 2020, as he just said on that spoken word I just read to you. Then I saw thrones. Oh, sorry. Let me go back. He seized the dragon, the ancient serpent, who is the devil and Satan, and bound him for 1,000 years. And he threw him into the abyss, shut it, and sealed it over him, so that he could not deceive the nations until this 1,000 years were complete. So there was a period of time up until the 7 last years that in that middle, he was going to release Satan for the testing of the elk plus the kami, okay, and the mixing of iron and clay, which is the last kingdom. Remember, that's Nebuchadnezzar. If you look at the statue, it's his feet, the iron, the toes mixing with clay. It's where we are now. After that, he must be released for a brief period of time. Now, he's not going to come back once the new world is created. Okay, the new heavens and the new earth and New Jerusalem, because nothing defiled could ever enter that sanctuary. So people have it wrong. And I've tried to teach this and people won't listen. It's not a salvation issue. But you do need to understand the timing that we're in. He's not going to come back after we get our glorified bodies. We're already judged. Okay, we're already in the new heavens and the new earth, and this is all going to be gone. Then I saw thrones, and those seated on them had been given authority to judge. That is us. We are down here with the Lord, walking in our white raiment, or our white robes, so to speak, along with Christ, as we're revealing it through as his mouthpieces. And then I saw the souls of those who had become beheaded for their testimony of Jesus, spiritually and some physically. Most people that are not born again, that are coming after the true children of light, those of us that are actually revealing all of this because they have no truth. If you do not hear the Lord, unfortunately, you're not born again. And for the word of God, and those who had not worshiped the beast or its image and had not received its mark on their foreheads and hands. So that's all having to do with Allah, Satan, Catholicism, all religion. It all flows together. And because we're born into the image of the beast, right? We're born into sin. If we don't ever get out of that image, then we are still in that image of the beast. And they came to life and reigned with Christ for 1,000 years. Okay. In a day, the day of his return. So remember, 1,000 years is, we are coming to life right now. Okay. As the light is being risen, those of us in the spirit of prophecy, we are the mouthpieces of the Lord. It's for this time, so that we could tell the truth, hopefully wake some people up to the truth. And that's all we can do is warn. We don't save anybody. So the rest of the dead did not come back to life until the 1,000 years were complete. And that's right now. We're in this last 7 years. Okay, this is a time period. This is the first resurrection. Blessed and holy are those who share in the first resurrection. So because we are going to get our white raiment, our true glorified bodies at the rapture, it's going to take those of us alive here. okay? And transform us like he did himself. It's the only way we're all going to receive our glorified bodies. We are never going to die, you guys. Do you understand? We are never going to die. Okay, so you must be invited to the wedding supper of the Lamb, and you must know your tribe. You must know both. Okay, I know I'm from Asher, and I was invited March 11th, 2023. And that's because I serve humanity. I serve the Lord. I don't care what people think about me. I just don't. I serve an almighty God, and I walk with his light. No one's going to put this light out. Not one person. I will not listen to mankind. Mankind is fallen. Now, we come and we come together as a body of Christ. If he puts us together, he puts us together. In the meantime, I'm just going to serve Christ. Okay. So the second death has no power over them, but they will be priests of God and of Christ. Do you understand? Do you understand this now? We walk as royal priests here on this earth with him indwelled in us as the light, revealing all of this, and will reign with him for that 1,000 years, or for 1,000 years. It's not another 1,000 years on this wicked fallen earth. It is this time. Go look up what 1,000 years means in Greek. Go look it up. Please do your own research. A day is 1,000 years just before the rapture. Remember, a day is 1,000 years to the Lord. It's a time frame. It's a season. Just go look it up. So please pray on everything for this one. I'm just revealing a little bit from what the Lord has given me. I will come back with more revealing. I've been given permission to go ahead and release all of it. I just waited on the Lord because I wanted to make sure that the names that I'm going to be giving, it's not many, but there's a few names here that I'm going to be giving that show what's going on in Hollywood. It goes back way far. I had no idea, but I'm going to release it for the purposes of the Lord. And because I think what's going to happen is you're going to start to see the wicked elites and all of these false idols come crashing down now. All right, you guys. So stay tuned for the next video. I'm going to bring back the one with the new Facebook group. This is for the prayer warriors that are born again. Remember, if you're not born again, hearing the Lord, he's not going to listen to those prayers anyway. So please make sure, one, test all spirits. Make sure that you are a born again Christian, because he does hear our prayers. He won't hear the prayers of the wicked. Remember that. So I will bring back that video. I'm not quite ready to release it. It's probably going to be sometime, hopefully later tonight or even into tomorrow morning. I've got a lot on my plate. So stay tuned for more videos.